Hello everyone, good day to you. I, Sakshi Tagore from Abhinav Immigration, will be asking a few questions in regards to the Express Entry profile, which are usual prospective immigrants do ask. And today we have Mr. Ajish Sharma, the founder and president of Abhinav Immigration with us. So, would you like to have a few words?
Thank you, Sakshi, and good day to everyone. The way we are going to move forward is over next few videos, we will address one by one each question that disturbs or really speaking raises queries with each one of you. Step by step, question by question, just keep watching this entire series. Thank you. Have a good day.
So, Mr. Sharma, how do I get a provincial nomination to get 600 points?
Well, that's the million or a billion dollar question, isn't it? Because getting 600 points means that you receive an invite to apply for Express Entry program immediately. When you do that, you need a provincial employer to nominate you, and for that nomination, you need a job offer from that a local employer, followed by a positive LMIA, and then province will nominate you. And we at Abhinav are always available to assist you in trying to find such an employer. If you are indeed able to get such an employer, good luck to you, and you are on your way to get a nomination at PR. Thank you.
That was quite impressive. Thank you so much. So here's another one. I know that I can get additional points for an LMIA if a Canadian employer gives me a job. How do I get a genuine paying job in Canada while my PR application is being processed?
Well, to start with, what you need to do is you must check whether yours is a regulated profession or a non-regulated profession. If you belong to a non-regulated profession, you don't normally need to get any registration or certificate of qualification, and you can straightway start applying for your jobs. But if you belong to a regulated profession like you're an engineer or a tradesperson, then you must first get yourself registered with a provincial body, but whether it's an engineering body or a tradesperson body, and get a certificate of registration or qualification. That's a starting point to look for a job in Canada, whether you applied for a PR visa or not. I hope it helps.
So that was quite informative. Okay, so can I get a job in Canada even without applying for Canada Permanent Resident Visa?
You can. Nobody can stop you from doing that, and that's specifically applicable to those who are far away from CRS cutoff, which is comparatively very high these days. So, it's a 2 or 3 step process. You apply, you get a job, and after you get a job, you apply, get a work permit. So, for work permit, for example, you end up getting additional points. Then you go and start working for that employer. After a year of experience, you get points for Canadian experience. After you have the Canadian experience points, then you can approach the province for nomination and you get the provincial nomination points. So you started from a point where you were not eligible to apply for PR visa, and you ended up at a point where you might get a provincial nomination and a PR visa.
So Mr. Sharma, if I'm not meeting the CRS ranking score, please advise me of the options of helping me increase one.
Well, it could be happening for any other reasons. Maybe you are in mid-40s to late 30s, and maybe you're not a postgraduate and hence not getting the required marks. Or maybe your IELTS skill is not good enough. The first option that I recommend is maybe you could go for studies in Canada, get open work permit, work in Canada, and due course get provincial nomination. Second option I recommend is you apply for a job, especially if you're into regulated profession like engineering, get the job, get a work permit, start working, and get the provincial nomination and due course get the required points to get the Indian PR visa. These are some of the ways that you can look for.
If I'm a graduate holding 4 years engineer's degree, what are the requirements of the Canadian Council of Professional Engineers or a similar Canadian provincial body?
Well, to start with, what you have to ensure is you get course by course, ECA done from WES. Once you have it, you give an IELTS test and get an overall score of at least 7.0. With these 2 documents, what we'll do is we'll assist you in getting registration done with a provincial body of professional engineers And once you get the certificate of registration, we approach the local employers with your certification, and anyone likes your resume, they talk to you, you get an offer, positive LMIA, and with that, you're ready to go to Canada on either job or PR visa. Thank you.
So here's another one in continuation to the one that we spoke earlier. So as a graduate 4-year engineer degree holder, can I work as an apprentice engineer under a Canadian professional engineer while working for my PR visa application to be processed?
So yes, and let's first get clear about which are the streams we are talking about. You could be mechanical, electrical, electronics, civil, aerospace. These are the streams that we are talking about. So in this, you cannot go straight away to Canada and start working as a professional engineer. You must first work as an apprentice at least for a year under a professional engineer, certified professional engineer in Canada, appear in the licensing exams, and then you will become a professional engineer as per the local requirements. But yes, in the meantime, you are permitted to work as an apprentice engineer and earn perhaps $40,000 to $50,000 per annum.
So Mr. Sharma, how do I get additional points for the LMIA from a Canadian employer to contribute to my CRS score?
To start with, I want to forewarn everybody about the rackets that go around selling positive LMIs. Please don't become victim of such a racket. That's my caution number one. Coming back to your question, what happens is after a Canadian employer has successfully conducted an interview and selected you, it is the employer's responsibility to apply for a positive LMIA with ESDC at their cost. And with that particular approval from ESDC, you become entitled, depending on the occupation, in between 50 to 200 points, thereby helping you to meet the CRS cutoff. That I think is what positive LMIA all about.
Okay then. So in continuation to my questions on overseas engineers, after complete the apprenticeship, can I appear for licensing examinations to become a Canadian professional engineer?
Yes, you can. In fact, that's a prerequisite to undergo apprenticeship at least for a year under a certified professional engineer with CCP, Canadian Council of Professional Engineer. Having met that requirement, you do become eligible to appear in the licensing examination on your way to become a professional engineer yourself. And keep in mind, as an apprenticeship engineer, you did get your salary. Keep also in mind that post clearing the licensing examination, you become a professional engineer, you are likely to get into 6-figure bracket salary, which the engineers often make. All the best.
Thus, Canadian work experience gets me extra points in CRS score and get the subsequent provincial nomination.
Why not? So you get almost 35 points for the Canadian work experience. And not only that, after you work for a year or so in Canada, not only you get the Canadian experience points, you can approach the particular province for nomination. And when you have worked in the province, they more than welcome you to stay in their province, stay in their city, and nominate you. With that nomination and related 600 points, you're almost assured of the PR visa. That's the way to go.
So we just spoke about IT professionals. So I am an IT professional, but I do not have an engineering degree. Can I still be eligible to get a job in my skill set, which might be in demand in Canada?
Well, I think the crucial last words is in demand in Canada. Because to start with, you don't need to be an 4-year engineering degree holder to be able to get a job as an IT professional in Canada. Yes, the critical thing is the skill that you're looking for should be in demand. Because the majority of IT occupations in the remote working, the demand for employment purposes is not as much as it used to be earlier, but there are certain skills that are definitely required even today. What are those skills? You want to know? Please contact us. We'll tell you.
So in continuation to my questions on overseas engineers, after complete the apprenticeship, can I appear for licensing examinations to become a Canadian professional engineer?
Yes, you can. In fact, that's a prerequisite to undergo apprenticeship at least for a year under a certified professional engineer with CCP, Canadian Council of Professional Engineer. Having met that requirement, you do become eligible to appear in the licensing examination on your way to become a professional engineer yourself. And keep in mind, as an apprenticeship engineer, you did get your salary. Keep also in mind that post clearing the licensing examination, you become a professional engineer, you are likely to get into 6-figure bracket salary, which the engineers often make. All the best.
So even if I do not have a job offer from Canada, but I meet the CRS ranking points, can I still get a permanent resident visa under the Canadian Federal Express Entry program?
Well, that's an ideal situation. What are you waiting for? Really? That means that you are definitely in one of the occupations, or you are a postgraduate degree holder, you have an excellent IELTS score, you're meeting the cutoff, you're getting an invite to apply. Immediately grab the opportunity. Remember one thing always, that under the Canadian Federal Skilled Worker Program, you can be eligible for a PR visa even if you do not have a job offer from a Canadian employer. All that you need is an ITA. That's it.
So which streams of engineering degree holders have an excellent chance of getting a job in Canada? Do I need to have related experience?
Well, first of all, let's just bifurcate. IT professionals do not normally need an engineering degree, or for that matter, required registration, so long as they have the required skill sets or related experience. As far as all other streams are concerned, the major streams could be mechanical, electrical, electronic, telecommunications, aerospace, petrochemical, civil. So all these can apply. We look forward to at least 5 years of minimum experience and with a minimum IELTS of 7.0 overall, and yes, related experience of at least 5 years. If you have all that, we can help you.
So here we are to the most important question of today. How can Abhinav help me in providing for the above services?
Well, we have an excellent relationship. We have excellent collaborations with our Canadian counterparts, MyRello, and with their excellent infrastructure, not only for the job search, but also for all the areas related to registration, the licensing, the engagement program, the training, the Canadian integration program. We, along with MyRello, are in a position to assist our clients, whether engineers, whether tradesperson, to not only look for a job, but also, and that's our primary job. Our primary job is PR visa, and we are with you through the process. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma.
All right.
That was a wonderful session with Mr. Sharma. If you have any queries, comment below or at the mentioned details above. And yes, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel.